Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shazril Aiman bin Ramli and my number metric 270067. I will talk about one of the issue regarding Islamic financial, which is the transaction in Islamic banking. Since now many people still didn't aware how important dealing with Islamic banking that is. So this issue is interested that need to talk because it is so crucial to Muslim to avoid ourselves from illegal things like usury and gambling. So we know that Islamic banking was established at 1983 at Malaysia. So there is so competitive product and services that they introduce to the people until nowadays. Not about Muslims, but non-Muslims can apply it because it definitely secure and not too liberate when people consuming it. But now, there is still can look that a lot of people, especially Muslims, deal with conventional banks. So that is a big problem, such as dealing a loan to buy a house, to buy a car, and many more. It will give a bad perception among the people to the Islamic banking, and people will judging to the Islamic banking that was so not competitive to chase the profit and giving a high profit to customer and investing to a bad way. So let we see the main issue, which is understanding level about Islamic and conventional. So this slide will show the Islamic banking and conventional, which is we look the conventional banks running the riba. So to the correcting that misunderstanding, if Islamic banking is expensive, there is something wrong and it is not Islamic banking. We need to know that activities that Islamic banking are running is including commercial activities and including welfare or non-profit oriented. Commercial activities, let me give an example, is buy and rent, investment, trading, are activities to aim the profit, while welfare activities that running from Islamic banking or tabarru'at which is uh, wakaf, zakat, qardul hasan, that did not to aim the profit. In addition, Islamic banking activities also running the commercial activities, same like other Islamic commercial industries, such as contributing the halal foods, Islamic education, and many more. So the main issue is many people like to or prefer to using the conventional bank to manage their money rather than using the Islamic bank, because I think they use the conventional bank because conventional bank will give the more profit and so competitive, uh, better than Islamic banks. So this is the real Islamic banks was running with the customers money, which is commercial activities, welfare, controlling by Sharia Advisor Council, Central Bank of Malaysia, Bank Negara Malaysia, and running the commercial activities, which is contributing the industries, which is halal food and many more. So uh, I also find that some parties compare financing rates, fixed with fluctuate conventional interest rates. For example, the financing rate is 8% and is unchanged until the maturity period of the financing, for example, 25 years. Conventional interest rate, say base lending rate or BLR plus 0.5%, and now BLR is 6.6%. Then the interest rate is 7.1%. So keep in mind the Islamic financing rate will remain at 8% regardless of whether the BLR rate rising or decrease. So in the low BLR environment, many would assume that Islamic financing is expensive, but if BLR based lending rate environment, many would uh, uh, if the low BLR environment, many would assume that Islamic financing is expensive. But if BLR increased, for example, during the 1997 to 1998, which is crisis, where BLR was more than 12%. So Islamic financing is much safe and more reasonable. So the application of the conventional pricing benchmark. The issue of the use of conventional level signs such as base lending rate or BLR was also reviewed by Sharia scholars inside and outside the country. Before reviewing further, we need to understand that pricing benchmark are. In summary, pricing benchmark means the level mark or reference used in pricing or not a profit rate for Islamic banking institution. This means IBI or Islamic banking institution uses interest rate as a level mark in determining the profit rate based financing rate for its product that are developed based on a certain Sharia akad. This benchmarking does not mean that Islamic banks charge usury on the part of users. At the same time, the Islamic banking institutions are subject to the regulation of market regulations set by the central bank. When viewed in the current business of context, in a normal benchmarking process occurs, including among halal and non-halal recognized consumer goods. For example, halal noodle manufacturers and traders refer to the market price including the price of non-halal noodles as one of the factors in determining the price of halal noodles. Likewise, the price of halal slaughtered chickens is benchmarked with other priced chicken market including non-halal slaughtered chickens. Thus, this benchmarking caused halal noodles and halal slaughtered chicken to become illegal. So that is a question. But I would like to attach that Sheikh Taki Osmani, chairman of the Sharia Advisory Council on Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, in their books, which is Introduction to Halal Finance. In order to explain the point, let me give an example. A and B are two brothers. A trades in liquor, which is totally prohibited in Sharia. B, being a practicing Muslim, dislikes the business of A and starts the business of soft drinks. But he wants his business to earn as much profit as A earns through trading in liquor. Therefore, he resolved that he will charge the same rate with profit from his customers as A charged over the sale of liquor. Thus, he has tied up his rate of profit with the rate used by A and in his prohibited business. One may question the priority of his approach in determining the rate of his profit, but obviously no one can say that the profit charged by him in his halal business is haram, because he has used the rate of profit of the business of liquor as a benchmark. As discussed by Sheikh Taqi Osmani, the use of conventional benchmark does not make Islamic financial products illegal as long as the product meets strict Sharia standards and approved by the Sharia Committee of Islamic Banking Institutions and Sharia Advising Council, Central Bank of Malaysia. However, efforts towards establishing Islamic price benchmark should be undertaken to purify current Islamic banking practices. And encouragingly, this call was welcomed when there was an international initiative to establish Islamic pricing benchmark. Although it is too early to assess the success of the initiative, at least it proves that the Islamic finance industry is not in the comfort zone, otherwise evolving towards a more Islam. So, for the conclusion, many people didn't know that Islamic banking is more safe and competitive to managing the financial. They also do not understand the role that Islamic banking plays in managing finance. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the Central Bank of Malaysia and the government to convince the people to use the Islamic banking services in the day-to-day as their financial management. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much. Hope we will see you next time.